Hello and welcome to day number 81 of our Travel Trader series. And as I said yesterday, I want to have a look at the markets and have something like a little forecast of what I think that could happen next. It seems that many people that are approaching me, asking me, oh, what do you think the markets would do and will they go up soon? There seems to be one thing that people are a little bit unsure, and that's those people that made a lot of money on the way down. They want to know, okay, when it is time to turn around to go up again. And the other people that didn't know how to make money with going down, they want to hope that it goes up very soon so they will cover their losses, and they want to know what they could do now that they missed every sign that we had over the last few weeks. So what we saw now over the last 3 weeks is the initial drop in a bear market. That means we came down quite fast, at least faster than in other bear markets, because we didn't have as much time due to the virus conditions and the virus spreading around the world to prepare these kind of things. We still had days and weeks in advance, so we knew about it from the beginning of February that it would crash. And we knew a few days before when it would happen, or that it would happen soon. So basically we knew Thursday that we should turn around, and Monday things started to go down. Now that we are down, we try to find something like a bottom. What is happening right now and what might continue over the next few days is that we find something like a sideways movement, so markets going up and down in a sideways manner, maybe even in a little upwards direction. But as I said before, I expect that we will have another drop, and it might even be an essential one after we had some correction. And there's a very simple reason for it. First of all, when we have a look at bear markets usually take months to develop, and we just in it for roughly 3-4 weeks now. So we didn't have the time for the whole market to really come down. Although it happened very sharply and very fast, and it looks really scary, if you compare it to other bear markets in the past, we literally just have began. One of the reasons for it is if you have a look at the influence that all these measures that we took in Europe and other parts of the world will have on the global economy, we will see a huge drop in GDP. If you believe the forecast of Goldman Sachs, they say that in March the GDP will be, for the US, will be down around 24%. So in Europe we should expect even worse numbers, and that we will still have negative GDP in April, and then from there we slightly go up. But that average, and we're already in March, so like the first 2 months of the year already were quite good. The average GDP loss worldwide will be around 3.8%. That's at least what they forecasted. What I expect for Europe or for Germany, Italy as well, a little bit less in the UK, but what I think will happen is that we will have 10,000 or even 100,000. If you look at it at the whole European Union, we will have 100,000 of bankruptcies of small companies, and with them a lot of people losing their jobs due to the measures and things we did to eliminate the spread of that virus, and that will lead to a sharp rise in unemployment. So I expect that it likely is to go up 2 or 3 times of where it is now, depending on Germany currently has a very low unemployment according to the official numbers, and that might double and triple, and in many other cases Italy and pretty much all over Europe, doesn't really matter what you're looking at, we will see similar numbers, 10,000 of bankruptcies in each country, according together with a lot of unemployment, because these people will lose their jobs. And that will have a huge impact on the GDP, because people get very anxious, of course. They lose their jobs. They don't know if their business will survive and all these kind of things. So spending comes down. And if spending comes down, the economy doesn't recover as quickly as it should. So with all these measurements and all these things happening, if we don't find a way to deal with it, the economic impact will be pretty disastrous. And we will hear about these impacts over the next few months, of course. And every time we get some of these, let's say, horror news about big companies failing or struggling or needing help from the government to survive, and all these small companies going bankrupt because they simply cannot survive, that customers are, even after the threat of the coronavirus is over, many customers will kind of try and hold their money together, so they will not spend a lot, and that will have another negative effect on the economy. And we will hear these news like every time we kind of recover, we will hear these news, and then markets will turn again. So basically what we're seeing now is the beginning or the first decline of a downwards trend, and we are likely to see some more downwards pressure over the next few weeks. However, as these things came very, very quickly, if we find a way, and that's still a big if, to make people spend money, to recover the economy, to save at least partially all the companies or the small, medium businesses that are affected by it, we could see a nice, very quick rebound. So typically, if you have a look at the history, these bear markets take somewhere between, let's say, 4 months and 1.5 years roughly, where we go down, always down and up again and down again and up again and down again, but in the major direction is down. And we just talking about a few weeks that we are going down, so we actually haven't seen the full downwards movement yet. So remember, we will always go up and down, or down and up and down and up, but the major direction will be down. So you need to be very careful when you go along in these kind of markets, but you don't get on downwards movement by accident when you think it's going to go up. So when you trade these things, be careful that you secure your earnings in an upwards direction quite early, and be prepared that when markets turn, we can go down abruptly, and then you shouldn't have too many problems. If you watch your indicators, if you have working strategies for downwards markets as we do, you shouldn't be too afraid of it. You just can trade normal and continue to make your money no matter if the markets goes down or temporarily up. But remember that for the next foreseeable few months, weeks and months, we will be in a major downwards movement. And the recovery afterwards, typically until we go to the next level, until we go to the last level, that can take, of course, different time spans. But if you have a look at how long it might take until we see the highs where we came from, I would expect something of around 2 years until we get to where we have been. So if you think in longer terms, very soon there might be a very good time to buy something, hold it for the long term to double and triple your money on the way up. If you currently thinking about what to do, or if you're still in your positions now, you gotta find out, or you gotta learn a little bit about how to properly trade. So if you're in a buy and hold position and you realize that there are some things you don't know, and therefore you're down 20,000, 14,000 or whatever it is, now there's no general rule to tell anyone, okay, on the 31st of March we're going up until the 4th of April or something. These dates can vary, so you gotta be able to read the markets, and then you can get in and out of the positions and make money with the changes in between, even though you already lost a lot of money because you kind of missed all the signs that were out there that the markets will drop. I know that's not great news, and I would love to tell you, okay, from this date to this date you can go up, or from this date to this date you have to sell it and then you can buy it at a cheaper price, but that's not how the markets work. You got to be able to read them, and then you can see in advance what's going to happen. But I cannot tell you right now that it will happen in 2 weeks or in 3 weeks. So we got to have a look at it, and we got to check on these kind of things, and then you will be able to know. So that's basically the little update that I wanted to give you on my view where the markets will be heading over the next few weeks and months. Not great news, however, it always depends on how governments and central banks are reacting to these kind of things. I think that what we're seeing in the US right now, that they think about giving everyone a check of I think $1,200 US and $500 for children to just spend it is a way better way to deal with it, because that will put money into the economy. People will start to buy things, therefore the economy will recover faster and quicker than the measures that we take in Europe, because basically we are flooding markets with money, means money goes to the banks, and then we will have some major corporations that will get all the benefits, and the actual job creators, so the small and medium businesses, are the ones that will suffer in Europe, at least from what I saw so far in these programs from the UK, Germany, and other countries. So that's not great news, because these are the people that eventually are the consumers, and they are buying the things, and if they are feeling insecure, they won't buy, and therefore the economy will suffer longer, and it will take more time to go up. Either way, for the next few weeks, remember, we're likely to go further down, and then we recover. The recovery in the US, for several reasons, might be far earlier and way better than what we will be able to see in Europe, which has chances in its own, but we need to be thorough in examining these markets, having a look at it, and stick with working strategies, and only trade what we really see in the markets and not what we hope. I hope this is helpful. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments. Always happy to answer them. Otherwise, I wish you a great evening, and I will see you again tomorrow. Thank you very much, and goodbye.